Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. You're watching the Daily Gains Working Out with Uzoma, okay? So we're gonna do chest today. That's what's been missing. I've been posting a lot, but we ain't hit the chest day yet or the leg day. So today, we're gonna bang out the chest day, okay? And we're starting with bench press, everybody's favorite. I like to start with a compound. And we're probably looking at we got 5 exercises on the menu today, okay? So yeah, let's start with our compound. Got bench. I got my pre-workout in a coffee cup. And you know, it's gonna be a great session, all right? Okay, so no weight on the bar first, just warming up, all right? Gotta warm up. Find your form. You know, where's the stretch at? Where's the contraction at? Questions we're asking. We're trying to force good mind-muscle connection in the chest, you know? Isolate the chest. How do we do that? We resist the weight on the negative. You don't just let the weight drop, you resist it. Let the chest stretch out. Boom. Contractions on the positive, stretches on the negative, and we resist the weight at all times, all right? That's how we get good, clean reps in. That's gonna give you a big chest, because that's what everybody wants. Okay, that's why we're doing this shit, right? All right. Okay. Boom, warming that shit up. All right. So let's put 45s on each side. Here we go, first set, you know? I'm looking at it like a warm-up set because it's the bottom of the pyramid. Lightweight, we warm up with the lightweight, increase the weight each set, and build our way up the pyramid and keep our form the same as we progress, okay? Cool. All right, find your form. Resist the weight, feel that good stretch in the chest. A clean, clear contraction on the positive. Resist the weight in between and repeat. And then find a flow out of it. You don't gotta go slow the whole time. Just make sure you're feeling that throughout the range of motion. You know, a good stretch, good contraction, clearly in the chest. And then you can get, you know, jiggy with it and flow it out a little bit more. All right. What are we feeling? Jump right up to 2 plates? Why not? All right, so 2 plates usually lets me know what kind of session it's gonna be. You know, I can really, it's like a nice test of strength. I'm gonna know how strong I'm gonna be feeling today. You know, if the 2 plates feels light, then it's kind of like, okay, we got some good strength. But if that shit's feeling heavy, you know, you kind of know. Yeah, kind of know. Let's see what we got. Damn. Surprisingly, that shit felt kind of smooth, man. I can't lie. I've been feeling overtrained lately because I just been addicted to the gym. I'll just be at the gym all fucking day, twice a day, doing something. And it's hard for me to sit at home and take a rest day. I don't even like how that sounds, but it's true. So I've been feeling a bit overtrained. So I thought today was gonna suck a little bit. I thought my strength was just gonna be whack as fuck. But I feel decent, but we'll go up to 2 plates in the 25, and that'll be the real test. If I can hit that shit 5 or 6 times, that means I'm feeling pretty good. I'm about to go fill this coffee cup up with some water, man. You should always bring some water to the gym, obviously, because you should be drinking water, but that shit just recovers you in between sets, especially if you're going up to heavy weight and whatnot. Drink some water in between your sets. That shit just always refreshes you and gives you that rejuvenation. Makes you strong for your next set, okay? I'm gonna fill this shit up, rest a little bit, and then we'll hit this. Hopefully I can get 5 or 6. If I got 7, I'm oh shit. We'll see. Hopefully that'd be cool. Damn. I really wanted to believe in 7, but 6 is all we had in the tank. But that's not bad, because like I told you, I was feeling overtrained. I've also been shredding. So like I'm going down in weight, but my strength is kind of remaining the same, so that's cool. Never been like the strongest guy. You know, instead of like chasing big numbers, I was usually like just trying to get good ass reps, like build muscle. And I've never been like the strongest fucking like power lifter kind of guy, you know? Like the max I've ever hit in bench was like 350. And I probably weighed like 225 pounds or some shit when I hit it. Right now the scale says 194 with all my clothes on, so probably like 191, 192. And I'm feeling good. So I'm pleased with that. I actually feel all right about that. Next week, hopefully I can hit 7 or 8, you know? But we'll go up the pyramid again, put like 10 pounds on each side and try to get that shit for 1 or 2. And I think that will be the top of the pyramid. Whew. Not bad. But look, we're not done, man. If you want to be nice, you got to do shit like this, all right? You got to do your drop sets. So like we're going to take the 25 off, keep the 10 on. And you go right into the drop set, because all we did was 2 reps. And my ass came off the bench a little bit. So, you know, that's not that great volume. Like I told you, it's about stretches and contractions. So with 2 reps, we didn't really stretch the muscle out like that. Don't get me wrong, the heavy weight was still good, but following it up with some volume is going to be better. So let's burn out with the drop set. Okay, and like, we're not done. Let's take the 10 off, the 45 off, let's put the 25 on. We haven't even hit this weight, so we can make a pit stop right here on the way back down the pyramid. You see, we went up the pyramid and got our strength going up. So let's get some volume going down, okay? So we'll stop here. And this is where we can really focus on stretching the muscle out, getting those good ass reps with that good form that we spoke of in the beginning. This is where you can get that, like, that concentration, you know? Because with the heavier weight, it's kind of hard to follow the rules. That shit's too heavy. So you just do what you can to get the weight up in a way. But when you're dealing with this lighter weight, after hitting the heavy weight, you can start to focus on that stretch. And the contractions, okay? And the lighter you get, the more control you have. But since we're just like fucking the muscle up with all these sets, even the lightweight starts to feel heavy. But because it's lightweight, you still got really good control over it, so you can still focus on those good ass reps. So you see, we're coming back down the pyramid, like running down the pyramid, triple drop set, quadruple drop set. Don't be scared. This is where you're gonna lose your friends. Your friends ain't gonna want to train with you no more when you do this shit. They be like, what the fuck? We just did 5 sets. You're doing like 4 extra? And you'd be like, man, shut up. You're not serious. If you're not willing to do this, you don't really care about your gains. You're scared. And this shit ain't scary. Just getting the body strong and the mind strong. You just like building mental capacity and physical capacity. And it starts to set you away from the pack. You know, you start to stand out. doing shit like this, focusing on this stretch, on that contraction. This is when you start to really get that crazy pump. Till failure every time, you know? Because those 2 reps at the top, it's not even that hard for real. It's just like, 2. Like, nah, fuck that. Try doing the drop sets and keep that tension all in your chest. You know, you're doing fucking 10 more reps, 7 more reps, 6 more reps. That's way harder than doing 2 reps at the top of the pyramid. You'll see what I'm talking about when you try it. Get your friends to try it. That's why I be lifting alone. Ain't nobody trying to do this shit. All right, but now we're done with our first exercise. And our chest is pumped up. It's fucking pre-exhausted. Now, everything we do after this, we really gonna feel it. It's icing on the cake. It's almost extra. I could walk out the gym right now, go home and eat some motherfucking chicken, and I'm gonna make some gains off the first and only exercise we did so far, you know what I'm saying? It's like a better chest day than I see most people do when I'm just walking around the gym. They're not tapping into that, like, that extra. You know what I mean? So we just basically got our chest work out the way already. You could end the video right now and be like, I'm just doing that. But nah, we got more to do. We still gotta get some fly action in there. We still gotta get some incline action in there. We still gotta hit different angles and use different weapons. We hit the free weights. What's those cables gonna do? What are the cables gonna do? You know, we gotta do things like that. And that's what's gonna set you apart. Okay, that's how we're lifting. That's how we become different and stand out. And when you walk around the gym, they're gonna be like, dang, what the fuck is he on? They ain't gonna think you on some shit, but it's just like, nah, you just on this shit. You just be doing drop sets like a motherfucker, focusing on stretching the muscle, contracting the muscle, resisting the weight. You got good technique, good form. You're dedicated, your work ethic is dope. You're expanding your mental capacity. And most people just aren't about that. So you're gonna be setting yourself apart. You're gonna be the outlier. You're gonna be the exceptional one. And people are just gonna be left guessing at what the fuck you do, okay? Let's move on to some cable fly. All right, y'all, so we're moving on to these cable flies. So it's nice to, what I like to do is after a press motion, I like to come to a fly motion, okay? So not only are we going from press to flies, but we're also going from free weights to cables. Different kind of tension in the cables. Because you always got this, like, you know, the cables are always helping you, stabilizing the weight. So all you gotta do is fight it. You just gotta fight that shit forward. Even on the negative, you're still fighting it forward. You're resisting, you're letting it stretch your chest out. And you just keep fighting. That's what the cables are, it's just a constant fight. So stretch, contract, resist, resist, let it stretch, resist, 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 fight, contract. Try to make it as smooth as possible. No herky-jerky, like, you see everything that just moved? You don't want it like that. You want to be like, yo, it's just in the chest. The chest is completely responsible for the movement. And then even in the end, how do I just make the chest responsible for bringing it back? How do I, like, not make my arms move? Like, basically, how do you not do this? Like, you know, you see all that to get it back? Nope. You got the shoulders, the triceps, everything helping you right there. How do you just, like, pop the chest and let that guide the movement back? These are the questions you're trying to answer and fulfill in your reps, okay? That's your goal. You want to make that shit as smooth as possible, like an elevator going up and down. Same path forward, same path back. Just the chest pop, guiding the movement. The chest stretching back, chest pop, guiding the movement. You're trying to figure that out, okay? Once again, I'm starting from the bottom of the pyramid with the lightest weight. We're gonna work up. Bam, shit. It's just getting heavy, man. Only 4 reps. I mean, I had decent control, but I kind of want some more volume. So I'm gonna let that be the top of the pyramid. I'm gonna come back down the pyramid and get some volume and focus on this full fucking stretch. You know, I mentioned this in my bicep video, where like some people look at it from like getting a point from point A to point B. I look at it like getting away from point A to fucking B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to fucking Z. Because I just feel like there's muscle fibers in between all that shit, and you want to get them all. You want to get A to Z. Because if you just go A to B like that, it's like you just jump past everything. It's like, nah, I want to feel everything get stretched out in between A and Z, and feel everything contract in between A to Z. So when you have heavy weight, it's hard to focus on that concept. That's why I like to go up the pyramid, get my heavy reps in, you know, light that shit up that way, but then come back down the pyramid where I can get more volume and more control, so I can focus on that A to Z concept. So I'm gonna drop the weight, and we're really gonna focus on that. You know? So you don't feel like you're skipping nothing. You can get, your chest can't hide from you. Nowhere in your chest are the muscle fibers able to hide. You're getting everything. You're lighting up every single room in your chest. Not skipping nothing. It's like, I got everything. Street sweeper. Look at that, you get it all. You know? And sometimes you'll find that like, yo, the reps start to feel really fucking good at the end. Like that last rep felt incredible, but I was also at the point of exhaustion. So it's like, how do we fix that? I want to feel more reps like that. Well, stay exhausted and lighten the weight. We can get some more reps there and we can still be in this state. And let's keep practicing. Why that last rep feels so fucking good? Well, good thing I can lighten the weight and keep going and figure out, explore that some more. What was so, how did I do that? You know, we don't gotta call it quits just yet. Drop the weight, explore that feeling some more, because it just turned on at that last rep. So why would I want to just stop and quit? It's like, nah, let me feel that shit some more. That's why I like drop sets, because it was like literally on that last final rep that I could do, I felt like a room unlock. And it's like, I want to explore that room some more. Let me feel that shit some more. I don't want the set to be over. Well, like I said, lucky for us, we can drop the weight. We can still hit lighter weight and explore that feeling some more. That's why I like drop sets. Gotta do the drop sets if you're serious. I'm done with those though. Let's move on to another press motion, okay? We're gonna do some incline press. And the last couple chest days, I've been doing the incline hex press, and I like it. So let's do that again, because I wanna show you guys it. Because it's an alternative to like your standard dumbbell bench. And I just like it, so let's explore it. All right, y'all, we moving on to the incline hex press. My chest is pretty beat already, okay? So even though I'm starting at the bottom of the pyramid once again, I don't mind, because this should feel pretty heavy. And going up the pyramid with these, I don't know, the weight feels like it gets pretty heavy quick, so I like these. But the concept behind the hex press is you press the dumbbells together. So you keep them like this, you press them together as you come down and feel the stretch, okay? Boom. Fuck, yeah. These get kind of heavy fast for me, I can't lie. Even 60s, that shit just collapsed on me. But, like I said, drink some water, you know, take a little rest. We're still gonna go up and hit the 70s. Whew. Heavy. Only got 3. That shit just fell on me, man. That's cool though, I'm not tripping. We'll be done with those, okay? And now what we can move on to is, let me show you. It's a nice combo, actually. It's a nice combo. We can do some incline dumbbell flies. You know? Once again, focusing on that A to Z stretch concept. Let that shit stretch, man, fight it. But the difference between the free weights and the cables is you gotta stabilize the free weights. Okay? So fight. Don't just let the weight drop, fight it, stabilize, and try to find those clean, clear contractions that start with the chest guiding the movement. You want the chest to be getting stretched out, not the shoulders, not the arms and shit. Trying to isolate the chest here. All right, and I already know some people are gonna struggle with this, but just because you struggle with it, don't mean you don't need to practice it. That means that you need to practice it. You know, when I first started lifting, I remember like I was doing shoulders and my brother would be doing dumbbell side lateral raises, a staple in any shoulder day. They always felt awkward to me and I didn't know how to fucking do it. I was like, I don't want to do these. I hated them. But that just meant I needed to practice them and get better at them, and sure enough, I did. So just because you're not good at a workout doesn't mean that you don't need to practice it and get good at that shit. You know, probably what a lot of you guys could be complaining about when you do these is like some type of shoulder pain. You might be feeling like some sharp pain somewhere, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that's because your core is not engaged. But don't just think of your core as like your abs. Think of the core as like a fucking apple core. It's 360. You know what I'm saying? The core of an apple is 360, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta get everything lined up. Your fucking spine, your core. You gotta get all those lines lined up in your body. Don't let one, maybe the right side dominate. No, if the right side feels strong, find out, yo, how am I making the right side feel strong? how can I match that on the left side and then have an equal, balanced, you know, straight line that's sturdy on both sides, all around 360. Side abs on this side, front, back, everything's fucking locked in. Not just the middle, what about the mid back? What about the upper back? What about the lower back? All the way down to the glute. All that shit gotta be chink, 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 locked the fuck in. If not, you're gonna have energy leaks, and those energy leaks are gonna lead to fucking sharp pain somewhere in your body. So feel for that. Figure that shit out. Start with lightweight, figure out how to make all that solid, and then you can safely go through this range of motion, you know, without feeling any fucking sharp shoulder pain. Like, you know, you can go down if you keep your body sturdy, but you got to figure out how to make your body sturdy and practice that. You know, that pain will reveal to you what the fuck is wrong with your shit, why you're lined up. You know, you got to take those hints and be like, what the fuck is that? And eventually you start to figure out what the hell you need to do to line up. And in the long run, it's going to make your body not only like chest stay stronger, but your whole chain, your whole body is going to be stronger. You're going to walk better. You'll be more flexible. You'll be more sturdy, more safe, all that. So it's good. These things reveal things to you that you get to work on and strengthen and become stronger. Cool. I just hit the 50s 2 times, so we're gonna be done with that, man. 4 sets, solid. Typically, I'm like a 4 to 5 set kind of guy. I don't really count drop sets as like extra sets. I just look at it as one long set. So for these last 2 exercises, I was feeling like 4 sets was sufficient, because your body will let you know when you're doing too much, you know? Like when the pump's no longer building up, like when your pump comes and then your pump fucking goes, extra sets aren't really gonna save that shit or make it better. It's like, it comes a time where you're just fucking destroying the muscle. Like you're just beating that shit down to a fucking pulp. And obviously you wanna like break down muscle fibers, but sometimes there is like, you know, you're overdoing it. And there's a specific language from your body, you know, it'll speak to you in such a way that lets you know you're kind of overdoing it. So I didn't really feel the need to do drop sets on these last 2 exercises. I didn't really feel the need to do that 5th set. Felt like 4 was sufficient. And like the language that I said to me, like I said, is when the pump kind of comes and goes. My pump is still kind of here, but I just don't really feel like extra sets are gonna fucking bring it back. I kind of feel like your muscles just getting bashed right now, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's a specific language, it's abstract, it's obscure, but your body will speak to you, and that's the language it speaks to me. And so I kind of know when I need to pull back or when like extra sets aren't going to be beneficial for me. But early on in the workout, my body was saying, yo, extra sets are beneficial. I do want to do that fucking triple, quadruple drop set. When we were doing the cables, it was like, yo, I do want you to explore that feeling. Let's do another set and feel that shit. Here, it's like, that's good. 4 is good. So learn your body. It'll speak to you. It'll let you know when to do more and when you don't need to do anymore, okay? So I do feel solid, but I did promise 5 exercises. So we're gonna do one more, man. We're gonna finish off with some dips. And I'm I'm feeling like we should just do 3 sets. Typically, I'm a 4 to 5 set kind of guy, but I truly do feel like, yo, I kind of killed that shit, you know, I feel really good. But like I said, I want to give you a fifth exercise, and 3 sets ain't gonna kill us. Plus, it's calisthenics in a way, so it's like I'm gonna look at it like I'm just, you know, training my calisthenics, you know what I'm saying? So let's bang out some dips. We're just gonna burn out each set. And also what I want you to focus on is upper chest for this, you know? How is dips and upper chest workout? Well, if you lean forward enough, you'll feel the stretch in your upper chest. Let me show you. You kind of treat it like a push-up. Okay, kind of lean forward like this, and then we come down, focus on the upper chest.